Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. In this video I want to cover another exciting project, and that's VeChain. Now these guys are creating a supply chain logistics blockchain. I've spoken about a number of these great projects on the channel in the past. Now I put out this poll last night. VeChain was by far your favorite. It is the largest by market cap here, and I've got to admit I was traveling throughout January and it certainly snuck under my radar when it went from $1 to over $9. So it did correct just like everything in the space, and it's since recovering. So let's dive in and check out VeChain. So they're trying to build one of the world's leading blockchain platforms for products and information. Building a distributed business ecosystem, self-circulating and scalable. I'll speak about how they're switching to their proof of authority blockchain and having their rebranding on February 26th. So why do I like this project? So it's one of the earliest blockchain technology companies. They've been around since 2015. Very experienced team, 50 or more developers, building real-world solutions in a number of industries with key strategic partnerships around the globe. So let's dive in and take a look. So we've spoken about counterfeit goods that circulate globally, and how much that costs different economies around the world. So luxury goods, agriculture, this stuff can be dangerous when tampered with. Not to mention, pharmaceuticals and food. We need to keep it below certain temperature, so cold storage, cold chain logistics. Governments can participate in this network and run nodes as well, which is really important. And obviously, blockchain distributed ledger technology and these different digital identity chips are a perfect use for logistics to disrupt this industry. So they're using a few different types of technology here, and this is another reason I like this project. So QR codes, near field communication chips, and those RFID chips. But I'll have a look at some of the hybrid patent technology that they're developing as well. So let's have a look at the team, and what I like about this team is so much experience. So just about every person on this team has got over a decade of experience in the relevant fields, in the relevant countries. I think they're giving themselves every chance to succeed. Now they've already developed a number of huge partnerships, and that's the key to success, those real world partnerships. So not only at national level support, but strategic partnerships, PwC China, DNV Global. Look at these supply chain logistics companies. You're going to recognize a few names on this list here that are already working with other cryptocurrency based projects even, as well as a few individual industries they've partnered with here. So it's fantastic to see, plenty of interest, and I think that is certainly going to continue to grow. Closer to home here in Australia, we know China's our number one exporter. Australian-based 188 Business Alliance Association has been partnered with. I think VeChain's been pretty popular here in Australia. I know a lot of you guys have been on to me to cover this project and have invested early and done extremely well. So let's have a look at the rebranding and what's around the corner. So they're changing from the VeChain Ethereum ERC20 based token to their own blockchain. So it's a proof of stake based blockchain known as proof of authority. Now they're going to rebrand and become known as VeChain Thor, and there'll be a two token system. So just like Neo and Gas you're familiar with, we'll have VeChain, which will become the VET token, and you'll earn Thor, which is sort of like the gas and the fuel of that proof of stake based ecosystem. So if you're not familiar, proof of work such as Bitcoin, the miners do the transactions and they validate those and earn a fee. Proof of stake is a bit different. We lock up our coins, and those that hold the most coins earn those rewards. And they've got 4 tiers of nodes here. So the biggest type of node is a authority node. So High Masternode, you need 250,000 VET tokens. You have the most say. So it is a governance-based project. So token holders get to vote on the future direction of the platform and decision-making processes, basically. So that's the biggest type there. 101 of those nodes are the main nodes securing the network, verifying those transactions. They're aiming for 10,000 transactions per second, and they'll need that if they want all these different supply chain and logistics companies verifying and writing information to the blockchain, those micro transactions and so on. So the next tier of nodes here, we've got 150,000 VET, 50,000 and 10,000. So they all have a say in the governance model, but just like with Neo, anyone that owns any amount of VET tokens should still earn that Thor power, just like any Neo holders will produce and earn gas. So a couple of other things I just want to mention about this blockchain. So they're really trying to develop an entire platform. So they want to launch ICOs on the platform, allow other developers to build dApps. I've mentioned that 10,000 transactions per second. They should do that. It does require a degree of centralization. But for a company like this, they're not fussed about being 100% decentralized. They're a company. They want to verify these transactions as fast as they can. Scalability is very important, and the trade-off is a degree of centralization. But as long as these large nodes that have large amounts of VET tokens have the network's best interests at heart, the network should not become compromised. So let's have a sneak peek at this hybrid that they're developing. So NFC RFID hybrid chips. Now, these are very cheap to produce once you start mass producing. We've spoken about, it can cost a matter of only cents. And there's a number of industries that we've spoken about where you can apply these, put these in handbags, put it on wine in the alcohol industry, on products throughout agriculture, all the way from farm to plate, pharmaceuticals and food being kept below a certain temperature. We make sure it's not tampered with. You guys know that I think that this is just the perfect marriage of this, these digital identities on the blockchain for real world physical products, for supply chain logistics and distribution. So a fantastic project with a very strong team, big partnerships, impressive partnerships. I think they've got every chance of succeeding and becoming one of the biggest companies in the world. I'm looking forward to their rebranding and seeing how that proof of stake, proof of authority blockchain plays out. I hope you guys have enjoyed this presentation. Please hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, share these videos around, and as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers.